What's up, everybody, and welcome to my WolfPak bag review series. I am not affiliated with WolfPak in any way, shape, or form, but I do love their bags. I have quite a few, and I've had them for quite some time now. Some of them up to 2 years, the majority at least up to 6 to 8 months. So I'm not going to be one of those people that bought it and it's like, here's a month review or 2 months. Like, I've used these bags, I've utilized them for different things, and so I am going to give you guys an honest review and in-depth look into all of them. And that way you can see which bag fits your lifestyle best. With all that being said, why don't we get into today's review? All right, so in today's WolfPak bag review, we are going to be taking a look at their 45-liter meal management bag. Now, this one right here was my first WolfPak bag. I will be the first one to tell you and admit to the fact that red is not my favorite color. I don't mind it, but it's definitely not my favorite color. And having a large red backpack like this definitely makes you stand out. However, when I did first make the purchase of this bag, the reason I bought it in red was simply because it was the only one that they had on sale that I liked. They had other ones on sale, and I really didn't care for the patterns and colorway, so I settled on this red one. And this was a bag that I used for a long time for a lot of things, including work, for security work. And they always thought I was a medic, and that's kind of why I invested in a black one, and I put security on it as well, so that way I wasn't being mistaken for a medic, because in a serious situation that can be a serious thing, because we did have a medic on board and we needed him to be known as the medic and not me. So I went ahead and bought the black one and started utilizing that for work versus this one. Plus, this was a little too big for taking it to work every weekend and stuff like that. It was just a little too much. Carried a lot of food, but I didn't need it to carry as much as the 25 carries, like I said, 3 meals, which is plenty for when I worked my shifts. And if I needed more, I would take, my duffel. But this was the first one that I bought. And the reason I bought it was because originally I did have a meal management backpack that I utilized all throughout college. Once again, that I did also buy on sale. But I did like the fact that it was a Kai Green version at the time. That's when Kai Green was at its big time. But it was an ISOPAC backpack. It was at the time when it was like ISOPAC versus six pack, and being a college student and seeing reviews that the six-pack bag wouldn't even fit basic standard binders and notebooks. Obviously, I had to go with the ISOPAC. Now with them, theirs was on the bottom. Their meal management system was on the bottom, which was nice when you had stuff in there, but it sucked when you didn't, because it would just fall flat. It wouldn't be able to hold its own weight. Whereas, as you can see here, it's a large backpack, but it's standing on its own, even though it has nothing in the meal management containers to give it that good foundation. It can still stand on its own. So the other reason why I bought this backpack was because I had a trip planned. So I was going to be going to Maui and I wanted a new travel backpack. I had recently bought a travel suitcase backpack off Amazon for, I think I still paid about $65 with tax and everything. And it did its job, but it was relatively cheap. You can tell that the zippers were constantly wanting to break, and I was always afraid that they would break in flight or mid travel. So I wanted to get a sizable backpack that not only fulfilled the meal management wants and needs, but also the travel wants and needs. Because if you're not putting food in here, you can still store other things in here, such as shirts, socks, different things. You like, I have shoe bags. I can put my shoes in here. They fit perfectly in there since this is the larger capacity backpack. But yeah, so that's why I bought it in red, and that's why I got it initially. So with that being said, it's the same exact features and pockets as the 25 and 35 liter. All of them do come with a waterproof kind of layer and stuff like that, so that's nice. Everything inside stays nice and dry. Up here in front, as you can see, you do still get all the patches up here, like the patch system up here. I did add the extra patch system here as well, and if you don't have this, you do have Molly underneath to hook things on. So here we have a larger meal management capacity storage right here. I think you fit like 1, 2, 3, 4 meal containers in this one. You still have that netting pocket right here to slip the ice pack in and zip it up so it's secure. And as always, if you don't use it, I mean, the secondary pocket is very well spaced out. It has a lot of space to it and whatnot. But If you do happen to use it, then it does kind of protrude into that secondary pocket right there. So you're not going to have all that space down here, but you still have quite a decent amount of space right here to put stuff. You can even put like a toiletry bag right here and then zip it up. You do get, sorry, I was making sure the mic was on because I've been filming for a while now. So just making sure it didn't die on me. But you do get this smaller pocket right here. And that's usually where you put like your keys, your wallet, your phone, your AirPods, maybe like a extra battery and stuff like that, so it's quickly accessible for when you're traveling and whatnot. Because like I said, for me personally, this is my travel backpack. This would also be a good gym backpack because it's quite sizable, quite large, and you can fit, you know, your change of clothes, your cardio clothes, your weightlifting clothes, and if it's the winter, you could probably fit your sweater and your sweats in here as well. It does come with the clamps as well, so that way you can tighten it up or make it, you know, a lot larger, whichever one that you need. And so let's go ahead and close that up. And as with the other two backpacks and with all their other bags, it does open up as a clamshell. So as you will see right here, this is my travel backpack. So I have all my travel necessities in here. I have my travel slippers, I have packing cubes, and I have my toiletry bag, which I did originally buy with these molly straps, so that way I can just strap it onto the outside, and it's been nice. But I did add that attachment to the bag, which you know, allows me to put more patches. But this also does. But I've also been able to find ways to put this in my carry-on bag, so it hasn't really been an issue. But if I really want to, I just take off that front patch thing and hook this onto the front, and it's one less thing I have to stuff into the backpack. So that's that. And then, like I said, it does open up clamshell. You do get that larger laptop pocket right here. It is slightly padded right here. You do get those two pockets in here, the elastic one as well as the zipper one. And that is pretty much it. But as you can see, it is quite a large capacity here on this one. You could definitely fit a pair of shoes in here, plus a pair of pants or two, and some shirts and a sweater. This is definitely a good, you know, like a weekend getaway kind of bag. You could definitely fit a weekend's worth of clothes in here. Or let's say you travel or you commute far for work, and after work you have to go straight to the gym. This can definitely carry all that clothes and all the stuff that you need for the gym. Whoops. That's how professional I am, guys. I'm using a cardboard box to help elevate it because my table is kind of low and I don't have one of those standing desk sponsorships yet. So I gotta do what I gotta do. You do also get this back padded pocket right here, so that way you can put a larger laptop or iPad and keep it more secure because it's on your back or closer to you. You do get the straps up top to make it tighter, bring it closer to you or further apart. You do get the carabiner hooks right here as well as the straps right here, so that way you can either put your sunglasses in there or you can put a knife or anything that has a belt clip. You can just clip it on there for quick use. You do have the mini patch Velcro placement right here. And of course, you do get those chest and waist straps for this bag, which are very, very well needed for this bag because it can hold quite a bit. Aside from it being my travel bag, this is also the bag that I would use for taking my dog to the snow. So I pack it up full of a lot of things, and when you're hiking up a mountain full of snow with a German Shepherd that's pulling you and pulling you, the straps on this backpack, keeping it secure and tight on your bag and helping you stay straight up and everything are a lifesaver. So yeah, guys, all in all, this is the bag that kickstarted it all for me. After I bought this bag, I knew I was going to buy more, and I definitely have. And they come in handy for a lot of great things. And even though it's not my favorite, it's still a very well put together backpack, and I still use it for my traveling when I do need it. So even though, like I said, it's not my favorite color and I bought it on sale because, like I said, these are expensive bags. I'm not going to front on you with that. These are expensive bags. So if you want to try them out, I highly recommend you trying to get one of them when they're on sale and seeing how you like it from there. And that's pretty much how I did it, and why I got it on sale was because I didn't want to drop almost $200 on a backpack that I didn't like. So dropping almost, well, I guess it's still almost, I think it was like 130 or 140 on sale or something like that. So it's still close to 150, 160 when all said and done. But it's definitely a good investment if you are a competitor or if you are just someone that wants to stay fit and on track with your meal goals, because it's 95% diet. A lot of people say it's 80%. I will tell you it's 95% diet, and keeping your meals with you and having your meals on you is one of the most important things to help you stay on track and be on track, whether you're trying to just be fit, but more importantly, if you are a competitor. So I have traveled multiple times with this bag to Maui, to Arizona, to other states and everything. So it is a great bag for that. I absolutely love it. And you can fit a lot, you can do a lot. And as you can see, it is quite dirty, but there's no holes, there's no rips, there's no anything like that. It holds up amazingly well. And I believe I have had this bag since 21, if I'm not mistaken. So like I said, the longest one I've had, the first one I had, and it still holds up, and I still love using it to this day. So with all that being said, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think of the WolfPak bags in general? Do you have any of the backpacks, 25, 35, or 45 liter? Which one is best for your lifestyle? And as always, thank you for joining me and watching this review, and I will talk to you guys in the next WolfPak bag review.